Welcome back to the deep dive. So for this dive, we're setting aside the usual economic reports, the history texts. We're going straight for maybe the most volatile source material out there.
Which would he?
2 weeks of spoilers for Days of Our Lives. We're looking at September 15th right through to the 26th.
Okay. So not just minor updates. These spoilers, they're basically a guaranteed roadmap, aren't they? They show how these, completely separate crises.
Yeah, high-stakes ones.
Totally. Corporate stuff, hospital drama, and the younger generation's mess. It looks like they're all set to just explode simultaneously.
And that's exactly our mission today, to untangle this incredibly fast-moving web of disaster. We've got Philip Kyriakis involved in a pretty desperate, frankly toxic cover-up.
Protecting his attacker, of all people.
Exactly. Then there's Tony DiMera launching this really brazen, very public legal attack on Titan. And wow, the teen romance storyline just completely implodes. Jealousy turns criminal, leading up to a plan to release indecent pictures. It's intense.
It really does sound like a perfect storm brewing over Salem. And I think the big question we need to tackle today is how all these different threads, corporate war, this massive paternity mystery with baby Tesoro, the family trauma escalating.
How do they all connect?
Right. How are they so tightly linked that they all just combust in the exact same week? The week the DNA results are supposed to land, it's just relentless plotting.
Okay, let's not wait then. Let's get into it. Where do we start? Maybe with the money. The corporate warfare seems like the engine here.
Sounds good. That blood feud really does control the city's economy, doesn't it?
All right, so we kick off with a story of deception and self-sacrifice that's just gone completely sideways. It starts relatively small, contained within a party setting.
Victoria's second birthday. Seems innocent enough.
You'd think. But Philip Kyriakis, even there, he's flat out refusing to tell Sarah the truth about the brutal attack he just suffered. The sources are clear. He is sticking to his story.
And that story is a lie. It denies that Xander, Sarah's ex, was the attacker.
Yes. And what's really chilling about this denial isn't just the lie itself. It's the reason he's doing it. It speaks volumes about, generations of that toxic Kyriakis loyalty.
Our sources confirm it. Philip's insisting Xander is innocent because he wants Sarah and Xander to reconcile.
So he's literally enduring the physical pain, the psychological trauma.
And creating this united front with the guy who attacked him, so he can play matchmaker for two people he thinks should be together. Because he knows Xander loves Sarah.
But wait, doesn't that push it beyond sacrifice? Isn't that just enablement? He's actively protecting a guy, a very volatile guy, who just proved he can resort to extreme violence.
Absolutely.
By saying Xander's innocent, Philip isn't just gaslighting Sarah. He's basically erasing any consequences for what Xander did. What kind of message does that send about violence in that family?
It really highlights this deep-seated pathology almost, the self-destructive pattern running through the Kyriakis men. Philip seems to see his own suffering as, less important than someone else's happiness, even if that someone else is a danger. But here's the paradox. While Philip's enabling him, Xander might actually be trying to change. Sarah apparently notices something different about him at the party.
Oh.
Yeah. The sources speculate it might be the anger management stuff he's supposedly learning, from therapy with Marlena.
Okay, so Xander's showing some progress.
But it's totally undermined, isn't it? Because he's benefiting from this huge protective lie Philip is telling.
And of course, the lie works. It's the perfect manipulation, even if Philip thinks his motives are, pure. By Wednesday, Sarah's resolve just crumbles.
She caves and apologizes to Xander, wants his forgiveness.
And the sources pinpoint it. Philip's insistence that Xander is innocent is the exact thing that makes her give in and apologize.
Which is precisely why the source material calls this whole dynamic top-notch gaslighting. Because Xander is absolutely not innocent.
Not even close.
Yet he gets the emotional win Sarah's apology, the reconciliation based entirely on Philip's willingness to lie about being violently assaulted. It completely restores Xander's standing with Sarah, pushing them toward that reunion Philip wanted.
It's a tragic example of how toxic that loyalty can be.
Definitely.
Okay, so while the Kyriakis family is drowning in their own inherited trauma, the actual corporate battle just explodes. Publicly, aggressively.
Right. Kate and Alex try to do some normal PR. They hold a press conference in the town square for their new book venture, Dirty Book One Stormy Night. just trying for a bit of, standard corporate promotion.
Which was never going to happen quietly in Salem, was it?
Never. Tony DiMera sees his chance. Maximum drama, maximum visibility. He treats it like an uninvited wedding guest, just completely hijacks the whole press conference.
And Alex, understandably furious, confronts him right there. What are you doing?
Yep. And Tony drops the bomb, announces he's officially filed a lawsuit to contest Titan's hostile takeover of DiMera Enterprises.
So it's not just a legal filing behind the scenes. It's a public declaration of war.
Calculated. Using their book launch event to make sure every camera in town catches his move. Pure Salem power play.
But Tony's ambition, it doesn't just stop at getting DiMera back, does it? By Friday the 19th, things escalate dramatically.
Oh, yeah. He confronts both Philip and Xander, and his demand is huge. He doesn't just want DiMera back, he wants Titan, too.
He wants the whole Kyriakis empire. He's trying to wipe them out, professionally and financially.
That seems to be the goal, which makes you stop and think, right, what kind of leverage does he actually have? Reversing a takeover is one thing, demanding the whole kingdom. That's bold, unless he's got something big.
Okay, so what is his leverage? The sources must mention something.
They do. And it reveals a key weakness, but also a major strength for Tony. The weakness is that his main legal leverage seems to be an illegal recording that Gabi got.
Which is probably inadmissible in court, right? Great for blackmail, maybe, but not a legal case.
Exactly. It's likely useless legally. But here's the strength. He also threatens to reveal a forgery.
Ah, okay. A forgery is different. That could be serious.
Very serious. If that forgery relates to the takeover itself, or maybe some huge contract Titan landed, it could completely delegitimize the Kyriakis position.
Could expose them to criminal charges. Or just devastating financial losses.
Both are possible. So the illegal recording, that's maybe just noise, a distraction. The threat of revealing a forgery that's designed to make Philip and Xander panic.
Make them settle quickly on Tony's terms, rather than risk having potentially fraudulent dealings exposed.
Precisely. The brothers have to respond to the forgery threat, not necessarily the recording itself. That's where Tony's real power lies in this confrontation.
And these corporate battles, they always ripple outwards, don't they? Affecting smaller players. Midweek, we see Leo Stark and Gabi Hernandez having some kind of serious showdown.
Right, and knowing Leo loves a sensationalist story and Gabi loves chaos. This probably isn't just office gossip.
No, it connects back, doesn't it? Back to the bigger secrets.
It seems to. The sources speculate their clash could be about two critical things. First, Javi Hernandez's secret past, specifically the daughter he tragically lost.
Oh, wow. That's heavy.
And second, an article Leo wants to write exposing all the granular, ugly details of this DiMera versus Kyriakis business feud.
Okay, that connection is key then. If Leo can use Javi's personal tragedy, that lost daughter,
and tie it into the high-stakes corporate war,
it gives his article way more sensational impact.
Yeah.
It just proves again, doesn't it? In Salem, every personal tragedy, every secret, it's just potential ammunition.
to be used by a rival family or, a journalist like Leo looking for his next big scoop. The business feud just gobbles up personal history and spits it out as leverage. It's brutal.
Okay, let's shift gears. We're moving from the boardrooms and the Kyriakis DiMera legacy issues to something deeply human. Uncertainty around one abandoned child, baby Tesoro. This whole paternity mystery, it's about to hit its climax.
And it starts with a really risky move. Steve asking Kayla for a huge favor on Wednesday, September 17th.
A favor he needs help with. What's the speculation?
The strong bet is he wants Kayla to run a DNA test. Illegally. Using that swab Rafe took from baby Tesoro.
Why now? Why Steve?
Well, Steve's apparently working with Brady now. Maybe on this new private investigation thing, Black Patch. They need to figure out the baby's origins to know who has legal rights, who ultimately gets the child.
But asking Kayla to do this, that's putting her career on the line, isn't it? The sources call it risky.
Extremely risky, because E.J. DiMera is running the hospital now, and he's running it with a very tight belt. He's known for being cold, efficient.
Looking for any excuse to cut costs or assert control.
Exactly. He'd be watching for any unauthorized procedure, especially one like this, with massive potential legal fallout. A secret paternity test for a high-profile abandoned baby.
If EJ catches her, Kayla could lose her medical license, her entire reputation.
It's not just a slap on the wrist. EJ would likely use it to justify sweeping changes, maybe even fire her outright. It really raises the stakes.
What's fascinating, too, is how Kayla might even run this test. The source material mentions she might use existing samples. samples of Sophia or Tate.
Yeah, which begs the question, why would she have those readily available? Maybe from recent hospital visits, existing family medical records. It's unclear, but it adds another layer of potential complexity.
And if they do test against Tate's sample, the sources flag a huge potential twist.
Right. The possibility that the results come back, maybe not his kid.
Okay, that's where the plot could just explode, right? If Tesoro isn't Tate's kid.
It throws everything up in the air. Could the child be Tate's sibling, related to another major family entirely? It completely disrupts the current adoption pool drama.
By potentially introducing a brand new biological claimant, someone with stronger rights than the hopeful adoptive parents.
It could escalate this from a local community issue to, like, an international custody battle, depending on who the parent is. The mystery deepens even if the test happens.
The question shifts from, is Tate the father, to if not Tate, then who in that family line is?
And that ambiguity just cranks up the pressure on everyone hoping to adopt, regardless of the eventual answer.
Speaking of the hopeful parents, the waiting list itself is already getting politicized. On Thursday, Chanel Lupri goes to her mom.
Mayor Paulina Price.
Right, and asks her to use her political clout to help her jump the queue, to get to the front of the line to adopt Tesoro.
That's such a classic Salem move, isn't it? The elite using their power to just bypass the system. Chanel's relying on Paulina's mayoral status to push her application ahead of others.
Others who might have been waiting longer, or, crucially, people already caring for the baby, like Javi and Leo.
Exactly. This political interference really shows that the adoption process there isn't just about what's best for the child. It's also about which family has more pull, more leverage.
And that puts huge legitimate pressure on Javi and Leo. They're already worried about losing Tesoro, and they have specific obstacles, don't they, related to their pasts?
They really do. They're handicapped. Let's break down those hurdles because they are significant. For Javi, the big issue is the past loss of his daughter.
Which is incredibly tragic.
Deeply tragic, yes, but an adoption agency will scrutinize that relentlessly. They'll question his emotional stability. Have you fully processed that grief? Are you emotionally ready for this huge responsibility without, projecting past trauma onto Tesoro? It raises a massive red flag about psychological fitness for them.
Okay, so that's Javi's trauma. What about Leo? His issue is different.
Yeah, Leah's issue is about character, not trauma. He has this long, well-documented history as a con man.
Right, liar, manipulator.
That history is a huge barrier. Adoption agencies have strict ethical guidelines. Leo's established pattern of deception, fraud, emotional manipulation, it makes him look incredibly destabilizing for a vulnerable child.
So no matter how much he says he's changed.
His paper trail speaks louder. It makes him an inherently risky candidate in their eyes. So you have Javi and Leo facing this political machine with Chanel and Paulina on one side.
And battling their own really flawed personal histories in front of the adoption board on the other.
It makes their fight to keep Tesoro feel incredibly high stakes and genuinely tragic.
And this whole emotional powder keg is set to explode in the week of September 22nd. That's when the DNA results finally come in. The moment of truth.
It's the ultimate Maury Povich moment, as the source puts it. Either yes or no, you are the father.
The implications are massive, aren't they? Whatever the result is.
Oh, profound. If the father turns out to be, say, a Kyriakis or a Demera, the fight instantly shifts. It's not an adoption issue anymore. It becomes a huge custody battle between those warring families.
And if it's someone completely unexpected, maybe someone in prison, or someone presumed dead.
Then you've got entirely new legal complications, maybe character returns. It just spirals outwards.
And let's just play out the Tate possibility for a second. If the test says, yes, Tate is the father, what happens then?
Well, then the adoption process for Chanel, Javi, and Leo basically stops dead. The struggle becomes about custody between Tate's parents, Brady, presumably, and any other biological claimants who might surface.
And if the test is no,
then Javi and Leo, despite their issues, suddenly have a small window of opportunity. Assuming no other biological parent pops up immediately. But Chanel and Paulina are already pulling strings.
So either way, that final verdict is going to completely redefine the Baby Tesoro story overnight.
Absolutely. It launches the next phase of the legal, emotional, and likely corporate warfare in Salem, the adoption drama. That's about to become a full-blown custody war.
Okay, let's make the transition now. From the adult world, inherited feuds, paternity bombshells to the younger generation. They're chaos. It's just as high stakes, really proving that trauma gets passed down, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. We start with that toxic triangle. Tate, Holly, and Sophia. Betrayal seems to be their weapon of choice here.
It's pure, volatile teen drama, but with those signature life-altering Salem consequences. It kicks off with Tate being very irritated with Holly around Monday the 15th.
He really chews her out. First reason, she apparently interfered when he was aggressively trying to get answers out of Sophia.
So he sees Holly as an obstacle to getting what he wants from Sophia.
Exactly. And the second reason he's mad is also very telling.
What's that?
She didn't report that Rachel Black was planning to run away from home.
Wow. So Tate doesn't see Holly as a partner or even a friend there. He sees her as an informant who failed to deliver intel.
It says a lot about his emotional state, doesn't it? He seems used to manipulating situations and expects loyalty to mean obedience. Holly, understandably, leaves the Brady pub in a big ol' huff.
As you would.
But then we see Ariana encouraging Holly to stay with Kate, even after this big fight, which is kind of a sad commentary on how normalized this dysfunction is in their group.
Yeah, that's true. But Tate isn't really bothered by the fight, is he? He just shifts tactics to get information from Sophia.
Adopts a new tactic, as the spoilers call it.
And this new tactic involves a huge betrayal.
Yeah.
By Thursday the 18th, he gets Sophia alone in his dorm room, and the sources are explicit. They are making out.
He's literally using sex, or at least intimacy, as a tool to manipulate her into giving him the information he couldn't get through just being angry.
And the fallout is immediate. Someone sees.
Yes. Ariana sees Sophia leaving Tate's dorm room, looking noticeably disheveled.
Oh, boy.
And Sophia immediately tries to cover it up, asking Ariana, maybe you shouldn't tell Holly about this.
So that just sets up a perfect time bomb, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The betrayal is confirmed, there's a witness, and the secret's entrusted to someone who's friends with the victim, Holly.
Guarantees a massive, dramatic reveal down the line. It's inevitable.
But Sophia isn't just Tate's pawn here, is she? She's got her own motivations. Her own obsession seems to be escalating into something really dangerous.
Right. Even before that makeout session back on Monday the 15th, she apparently confides in Ariana, talks about her frustrations, her intense jealousy over Tate and Holly.
And that jealousy, maybe fueled by Tate giving her this attention now, it turns into a calculated, almost criminal plan during the week of the 22nd.
Exactly. Sophia sneaks into Holly's dorm room, and her goal is very specific, very dangerous. She intends to take indecent pictures of Holly.
Okay, this is way beyond simple teen jealousy or trying to break them up. Taking indecent pictures. That's an invasion of privacy. It's intended to sabotage Holly's life, her reputation.
Precisely. Sophia's goal isn't just to get Tate to dump Holly. It's to shame and humiliate her, make her untouchable maybe in their social circle. Her jealous obsession has clearly morphed into this act of calculated destruction.
It's a disturbing sign of how the pressures and rivalries they're dealing with are pushing them towards really harmful behavior.
Absolutely. But maybe the greatest danger brewing involves little Rachel Black. She's sitting on this massive secret, right? The one Kristen covered up for her.
And Marlena knows, or suspects. She recognizes the toll it's taking.
Yes, Marlena, using both her psychiatric insight and her grandmotherly concern, sees the secret is destroying Rachel from the inside. Her warning to Brady is dire.
She tells him he has to protect Rachel, not just from outside threats, but from her own memories bubbling up.
Exactly. But Brady is still in the dark about Kristen's cover-up. He doesn't grasp the full gravity of the situation. Marlena knows that even her expertise, her love for Rachel, might not be enough to shield the child from this repressed trauma.
The secret is like an internal poison.
Perfectly put. And the source material indicates this pressure cooker is about to explode. Little Rachel lashes out, does something drastic.
Is there a trigger mentioned? What pushes her over the edge?
The suggested trigger is really heart-wrenching. It connects back to that theme of parental loyalty like we saw with the Kyriakis family.
How so?
The speculation is if Brady tries to protect Rachel by keeping her away from Kristen, maybe forbidding prison visits.
Trying to shield her from her mother's influence.
Right. But for a child, cutting off access to a parent, even a parent like Kristen, can feel like profound abandonment. That emotional separation, feeling betrayed by her father. That might be what causes Rachel to completely lose control.
And the consequence of her lashing out.
That's
Serious.
horrifyingly so. This isn't just another tantrum or running away again. The spoilers state clearly, at least one life will be at stake when Rachel acts.
Wow. So that's the ultimate cost of the parent's sins, isn't it?
It really is. Brady and Kristen's chaotic, manipulative history, plus Kristen's desperate criminal cover-up, it's created an environment where their daughter feels so pressured, so traumatized.
That she commits an act dangerous enough to threaten someone's life.
It directly connects that inherited chaos to a life-threatening, desperate action by the child. It's a terrifying example of how a parent's turbulent past can dictate a child's desperate future.
Okay, with all that disaster looming, the corporate war heating up, the DNA results about to drop, a child potentially endangering a life, let's try to find a few glimmers of hope, or at least progression, in the relationship and career side of Salem. People do occasionally manage to move forward, right?
Progression, yes. Stability. Maybe that's asking too much in Salem. But we do see some movement. Alex and Stephanie, for instance, they're talking about taking things to the next level.
And they actually move their relationship forward by the end of that week, the 19th.
Seems so. Given they've been living together, dealing with high-stress jobs, the most likely step is probably deciding to officially move in together, cementing things domestically.
Okay, it might seem like a small step, but in Salem, where relationships often combust weekly, maybe that is significant progress.
Fair point. We also see Chad DiMera making an effort to build something healthy with Kat Green. He actually confirms to his son, Thomas, that he genuinely likes Kat.
That feels like a big step for Chad, doesn't it? Being transparent with his kids about his dating life, trying to avoid the secrets that defined his own childhood.
Absolutely. And Chad and Kat are also spending time just catching up, bonding over professional stuff, too. They discuss that unusual offer Theo Carver received.
So their connection isn't just attraction, it's built on some shared professional understanding. That seems kind of rare there.
It does. Usually couples operate in separate professional silos, and interestingly, Kat seems to be building bridges, or at least connections, across that corporate divide. She and E.J. DiMera.
Despite the whole DiMera versus Kyriakis Tate war.
Yeah. They apparently find some surprising common ground while working together.
What kind of common ground?
They bond over sharing this specific identity, being town pariahs.
Oh, good.
E.J., obviously, for his ruthless power plays and manipulation. Kat for her own sharp business dealings and maybe recent controversies. They connect as outsiders who, despite everything, both seem to genuinely care about Chad.
Even if they show it in very different, often complicated ways.
Exactly. And the source adds this little humanizing detail. They might also bond over shared love of tortilla soup.
Tortilla soup.
Really, apparently it's a small quirk, but it grounds their connection amidst all the high-stakes DiMera plotting. Makes them unlikely allies, maybe, on the fringes.
We also see a potential major reconciliation happening, Sean and Belle. They might spark again.
It seems possible. It follows a really productive, honest conversation they have about their daughter, Claire.
And the speculation is that this good talk means Claire might be coming home soon.
That's the hint, yeah. Having a shared focus on their daughter, especially bringing her back into the family fold, could give Sean and Belle that stable foundation they need to rebuild. Maybe a fresh start, free from some of the recent drama.
But you can't escape the corporate war, can you? Even in romance. Tony DiMera's quality time with Anna gets interrupted.
By Kate, who is furious, naturally, about Tony hijacking that press conference. She barges right in.
And Anna's reaction. Is it just defending her husband?
It's more than that, actually. It's fascinating. She defends Tony, yes, but she also defends Philip's legacy. She specifically warns Kate to stay away from Tony.
Why? Just for romantic peace.
Anna seems to see Kate's interference as a threat not just to her marriage, but to the precarious balance. She knows Kate will do anything to keep Titan afloat, especially now Philip's reputation and future are tied to it. Anna seems to view the feud itself as a direct threat to her stepson's well-being.
So she's ready to fight Kate personally to protect both the DiMera side and the Kyriakis side, in a weird way.
It seems like it. Protecting the status quo, maybe, to protect Philip?
We also get an update on Theo Carver. He seems to be at a major crossroads. He catches up with Chad, talks about his recent breakup.
Right, Claire cheating on him. Painful stuff.
But also about a sketchy offer he got from Tony DiMera.
Ah. So Theo's getting pulled right into the corporate mess. Tony's clearly trying to use him somehow. Leverage his connection to Abe, his tech skills maybe, to get an edge in the takeover fight.
That feels like dangerous territory for Theo, doesn't it? Given his family history, his dad's reputation.
Yeah, very dangerous. Entering the DiMera orbit directly like that. And his drama isn't just corporate, it's professional too. He gives a pretty stark warning to his boss, Jada Hunter.
About J.J. Devereaux, suggesting J.J. could be trigger-happy.
Yeah, and that phrase trigger-happy is loaded. It directly references their traumatic past, J.J. shooting Theo when he was a rookie cop.
So Theo's making it clear he's still wary, protective of his safety, unwilling to just brush that history aside. especially now navigating all this family and corporate tension.
Exactly. He's asserting himself, setting boundaries based on that past trauma. And the sources suggest all this. Theo getting closer to the DiMera plotting is likely to cause real friction with his father, Abe.
Abe, the former mayor, the moral compass of Salem.
Right. Abe represents stability, ethics. Theo getting sucked into the aggressive, manipulative world of the DiMera-Kyriakis War. That creates a real tension point.
Will Theo choose ambition, maybe wealth, over family loyalty and his father's values?
That generational friction is definitely a key undercurrent here. And finally, we see Brady Black contemplating a big career change, a significant one.
He's thinking about leaving Basic Black
Yeah.
after all this time.
Yeah. And the speculation points strongly towards him moving over to Black Patch, Steve and Kayla's agency that blends investigation and medical support.
And the motivation is key here, isn't it? It's about Rachel.
Absolutely. He needs more flexibility, more available time. He's a single dad dealing with Rachel's severe and clearly escalating psychological problems. He needs a job that lets him prioritize her.
And we see him put that into action almost immediately.
Yep. He starts working directly with Steve on the baby Tesoro adoption case, linking his career change directly to solving that paternity mystery.
So it's a conscious choice. Prioritize fatherhood, deal with the immediate crisis over the corporate grind at Basic Black.
Seems that way. A major shift driven by family need. Hashtag tag outro.
Wow. Okay, we have covered a lot. We've completed our deep dive into these two incredibly explosive weeks of spoilers. It really is remarkable how many huge conflicts, corporate, family, personal, are all just hitting their peak at the exact same time.
It's intense plotting. We've seen 3 critical turning points really solidified by these spoilers. First, the truth about baby Tesoro. Those DNA results are coming, and they will permanently change the whole adoption and custody landscape.
No going back after that. Second, the teen cheating gets exposed. Sophia's plan with those indecent pictures, that's going to come out. And it's designed to just destroy Holly's reputation.
Utterly destructive. And third, maybe the most frightening takeaway, Rachel's drastic actions, triggered by those deep abandonment fears tied to her parents' mess.
Those actions are going to put at least one life directly at stake.
It's just deeply striking when you lay it all out, isn't it?
Yeah.
How often these adult crises use the children as conduits for the trauma or as direct victims.
Yeah. The Kyriakis and DiMera feuds are just inherited, forcing the next generation into these cycles of destructive loyalty. The paternity mystery centers on an infant. Parental secrets push Rachel towards violence.
But the trauma is completely intergenerational. It just keeps cycling.
It really does. The source material paints this picture of kids under immense pressure, almost always stemming from the secrets and choices their parents made. And when you look at little Rachel, pushed so far she's ready to commit a life-threatening act,
Yeah.
it really forces you to ask, doesn't it?
Ask what?
How much of a parent's turbulent, secret-filled past just inevitably determines a child's desperate, dangerous future? And when the fallout is this severe, how far can one generation really go to protect the next one from the chaos they themselves created?
That is the ultimate question hanging over Salem, isn't it? Can they ever actually break these cycles? The self-destruction, the inherited secrets.
It looks like an explosive couple of weeks ahead, that's for sure. Thanks for diving in with us today.
Absolutely. Until the next deep dive.
We'll see you soon.